There's a town in Georgia in the US called Santa Claus. One December morning, that name was tested. Santa Claus in Georgia is a small town, the kind where families are known. Danny Daniels and Kim Daniels were married, they were parents, and they were foster carers. They were raising their two children, Jessica Daniels, their 16-year-old daughter, and Bryant Daniels, their 8-year-old son. But they also opened their home to other children through the foster system. It was meant to offer safety. Instead, it created a connection no one fully understood yet. At one point, the Daniels family fostered a girl named Joanne Heidler. Joanne lived in their home, she was under their care. And Joanne had an older brother, Jerry Scott Heidler. Through his sister, Jerry became familiar with the Daniels household. He knew the family, the routines, the layout of the house, and later, Jerry began a relationship with Jessica Daniels, Danny and Kim Daniels' 16-year-old daughter. However, when Danny discovered the relationship, he confronted Jerry. After that confrontation, Jerry was no longer welcome in the home. Early morning, December 4th, 1997. Just days after Danny confronted him, police say Jerry broke into the Daniels' home. What followed was fast and devastating. Danny Daniels, the father, was shot. Kim Daniels, the mother, was shot. Their two children, Jessica, 16, who he had been dating, shot. And Bryant, 8, was also shot. Joanne, Jerry's sister, who had kind of introduced him into the family, wasn't there that night. She no longer lived in the house. But 4 members of the same family gone before sunrise. The violence didn't stop there. Jerry took 3 other girls from the home with him. These were children who had been living with the Daniels family under foster care. Now they were missing. The case shifted instantly from a crime scene to a race against time. 3 children alive somewhere. Police launched a manhunt. They quickly focused on Jerry Scott Heidler. He was a familiar name, someone who had recently been told to stay away from the house. This was known. That connection alone put him at the center of this investigation. He was arrested not long after. And then the breakthrough. The girls were found alive. They'd been left behind, and when they spoke, they didn't hesitate. They named him. Now, while awaiting trial, Jerry escaped from jail. The escape was brief, but it sent shockwaves through the community. He was recaptured, and the fear didn't vanish, it just kind of settled. At trial, jurors heard the full picture. The family relationships, the foster connection, the confrontation, the murders, the kidnapping. Jerry was found guilty of 4 counts of malice murder. In Georgia, malice murder means the killing was intentional, carried out with a deliberate decision to take a life. Not an accident, not a heat-of-the-moment decision. No, it was premeditated and a conscious choice. The sentence was the maximum allowed under law, and that sentence was death. He was indeed sentenced to death on multiple counts. That's important. Not because it could happen more than once, but to make sure the sentence couldn't easily be undone. Here's a quick thing that I learned. Life sentences can be stacked, okay? Because they're tied to the person. You might hear a judge say, I'm going to sentence you to 5 life sentences. Death sentences don't work like that. They're tied to each individual murder. Why? Because if new evidence overturns one conviction, the death sentence disappears with it. But the others still stand. Years of appeals followed. But for the people who lived there, time froze on one day, December 4th, 1997. A father, a mother, 2 children, and 3 more taken, a family destroyed through a connection that began with trust, and a town with the softest name imaginable forced to carry a story it can never let go. Until next time.